Hey developers, today I'm going to celebrate 10,000 subscribers. Thank you guys very much, but more importantly, I'm actually going to give you guys, the loyal fans, people that have been watching these videos on my channel, I'm giving away 5 of my new book, Vue.js in Action, that you can get from Manning. I'm going to give 5 copies away. To enter this video, you need to watch all the way to the end. I'm going to give you some instructions, so let's begin. Alright, before we get into the instructions of how you can win a free copy of my Vue.js in Action book, which is all about Vue.js, I go over everything you need to do to get started with Vue. I was going to go over my last video. So my last video, I talked about Phoenix Framework and Spring Boot and which one you guys want me to do next. So I'm actually learning a lot about Phoenix. I've been doing a lot of Spring Boot in my job, and I thought, I'd love to do some tutorials on it and do something a little different. A lot of people are doing the same thing on YouTube. I've seen a lot of tutorials on front-end frameworks. I don't see a ton of tutorials on how to do stuff on the back end. So let's see some of the comments I saw. Some people said Spring Boot 2.0, Phoenix Framework, Phoenix, Spring, Phoenix, Spring. So it's actually probably a little bit more in favor of doing stuff for Phoenix. I actually had another thread where I asked some other people and everybody said Spring. So kind of weighing in between the two, I think what I want to do is I'm going to start with my first tutorials on Spring, but then I'm going to start transitioning over to doing some stuff on Phoenix. But I think at first I'm just going to do Spring because I know it a little bit better than Phoenix at this point. And Spring Boot is pretty hot. I mean, especially if you're looking for a job as a web developer out there, or just a developer in general, there's a lot of web development jobs out there. But those jobs are pretty competitive. If you can learn something like C# or .NET really, really well, there is a lot more in-demand jobs, I would say, for .NET and Java developers, especially those with experience. So if you can get your foot in the door in those, I think you're going to have a much better job but you can find higher paid jobs, and it might be easier to find a job if you get really good at those too. Web development, yes, there's tons of web development jobs out there, but focusing on the back end, like something with Spring or .NET, I mean, there is quite a few jobs for that, and I think that might be the better way to go for some people. Not everyone. It is a little bit harder technology. And if I do these, when I do these Spring Boot tutorials, I'm not going to go into the basics of Java. Like, Java is just such a huge topic. There's so many things you can do with it. There's so many different libraries. But I would kind of do it in the aspect of maybe you're new to Java, but you know some basics of it. So we're kind of playing around with it. I'll see if people like it or not. I'll kind of compare it when I start doing Phoenix videos and see what you guys think about that. I'm also looking at some other stuff like Angular 5, Foundation. So you may see some videos on both of those too. So I'm just kind of just doing both of those things. Obviously, my #1 priority is to get my book done. That is what I've been working on. So that's why you haven't seen many videos on this channel. But that's okay, because I'm going to have some more time after the book is done to kind of really put some more time and effort into this channel. And I think I've been trying to maintain it and kind of put some interesting things up, but I definitely want to start doing more tutorials. And, every now and then fun videos like top 5 videos, kind of like advice videos. If this would be something I would tell like a coworker, like, hey, you guys should do this. This is what you should do. And that's what I kind of want this channel to be. So without further ado, so there is a contest I want to give away. And by the way, thank you so much for 10,000 subscribers. My actually goal for 2017 was to get 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I was really close. I was like at 9,000 something, but I finally hit it this month, which is really cool. Finally hit that 10,000 mark. And yeah, it's awesome. So I'm really excited about just like continuing on. And once again, thank you. If you're a new subscriber, my name's Eric. I do videos on different JavaScript frameworks. I'm a big fan of 2 frameworks in particular, Vue.js and Ember.js. I have a new book on Vue.js, as you guys probably know, coming out. So thank you and welcome if this is the first video you've been watching. And if not, if you've been watching for a long time, thank you as well. I appreciate it and all the comments. So I want you guys, because I have 5, I'm going to get 5 copies, and this is the ebook version. We don't have the physical copies, not out yet. I can't give you guys that. So if you want a copy of the physical version, you're going to have to do one thing for me. So I'm going to change the screen here for 1 sec. Okay, here is the instructions to enter the contest. I try to make it really easy, but I didn't want to make it too easy because, you know, I just don't want people to do nothing. So you have to do 3 things, and I'm going to check this. So first, you have to subscribe. So if you haven't already subscribed, click that subscribe button on the screen right here. Or you can, if you do already subscribe, click that bell button if you like. You don't have to, but you'll get notified every time I release a video, and that really helps me out. So second thing you have to do, number 2, leave a comment below. So I'm going to be doing a Q&A video, probably Saturday, maybe next week. I'm gonna email everybody out when I do it. And so bring a question. You have a question. It could be a question on web development. It could be a question on your career. How to get into software development. It could be a Java question. I know Java pretty well. It could be on Vue.js. I know Vue.js pretty well. It could be on Ember.js. If you ask me on Angular or React, I probably won't know. But, I mean, if you want just general advice, I can give you that. So leave a comment below and with a question, like an actual question for me. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the questions from this and I'm going to kind of seed the question. I'm going to do a live video on YouTube. I'm going to go over the questions. I'm going to answer them as best as I can, and I'm also going to take some live feedback. We're going to have some super chat enabled, and I just want to help you guys out. So that is a question. So that's the first thing. That's the second thing. First thing, click subscribe if you haven't already. Second thing, leave a comment. And number 3 is subscribe to my email. So I'm going to leave a link below. You click on the description. It's going to say, click here to get into the giveaway. Click there. It'll ask you for your name and email address. Put that in. That is my email list. I actually email people probably once every few weeks. I don't spam you, and I'm not like an everyday guy. And then I just give updates like, hey, I put out this cool video. Here's some cool blog article. Here's a tutorial. Here's a good deal. So that's what I do on my email list. You know, I actually don't really sell anything, really. I don't have products other than my book, which I mention, and sometimes I mention Udemy and a few other things. But most of the time I kind of give updates on what I'm doing, and also tips and tricks, like tips and tricks of if you wanted to know about web development and stuff like that. So do those 3 things. You got to click that subscribe, click that little bell button, leave a comment below, and subscribe to my email. And I will pick, actually randomly, I'll do 5, maybe even 6. I'm not sure yet. If I get a lot of people, maybe if I get over like 30 comments, 40 comments, I'll give away like 6 or 7. So I'll give away a free copy of my book. So all you need to do is those 3 things, and you'll be all entered in, and I'll let you know when you win. And I think you should check it out. So Vue.js in Action is my book. It's normally like $40 for Manning. So you'll get it for absolutely for free. And by the way, it's in early access, so I'm not completely done with the book. So you'll get the first 8 or 9 chapters. But I'm actually done writing it right now. I'm just revising some of the chapters, making it a little bit better, fixing some of the sections. I'm actually adding a little bit more stuff about Vue Router in there. I'm getting a lot of feedback, trying to make the book really tight and some great examples in it. So you'll get updates as soon as the book comes, as soon as the new chapters come out. You'll get updates until you get the full book out, and it's the ebook version, obviously. So thank you. So please do these things. You can enter my contest to win one book. I'll give 5 people, maybe 6, 1 copy of my book. So do these 3 things, and that would be awesome. And just thank you. Yeah, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching my tutorials. Thanks for watching the videos. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, leave that comment below. Leave that comment below. Ask me some questions. I'll be answering it in a future date. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.